Hey folks, I want to do a short little video on Medicare and how it affects full-time folks living full-time in their RVs and traveling around the country. We've struggled with this. My wife and I are both 69 years old, and we've just, since we turned 65, it's just been very confusing figuring out all the parts and plans and what to purchase, and it's a huge expense. We're really healthy, and we have elected not to do any Medicare Advantage or any supplemental Medi-Gap insurance, and just have gone the last 4 years with the original Medicare. We go to the doctor once a year and do physicals and just minor stuff, blood tests, and it's worked out pretty good for us without having too much stress. So we're in kind of a sweet spot if nothing crazy happens. And nothing crazy means adjusting Social Security. The government starts changing our Social Security, or if one of us is unfortunate enough to get cancer or heart attack or some serious medical problem that, from what I understand, that's what causes the large majority of bankruptcies, is medical bills. And so we've talked about it quite a bit, and we've decided to go ahead and get some additional insurance so that we take that factor out of the equation, of that factor being a serious medical problem that takes our savings, bankrupts us. And so we live in our RV full time. We have for the last little over 6 months, since the middle of 2017, and we're residents of Nevada. We're spending the winter in South Texas, and then all of 2018 we'll be on the East Coast, and we're gonna winter next year in Florida. So obviously we're gonna have our medical taken care of in Texas, Florida, the East Coast, a long way from Nevada. So that, well, let me start with this stuff is my understanding. I'm by no means an expert, and so you have to, this is one piece of your research. You have to do your own research, what works for you. But my understanding of Medicare comes in 4 parts. Part A is your hospital, and that's free. Part A has a $1,300 a year deductible. Part B is your doctor or outpatient or whatever you want to call it. It has $180 something deductible, and it costs roughly $110 to $140 a year, I think. Well, ours is $110. And there's some different reasons why it's different amounts, but roughly $110 a month for Part B. Part C I'll get to in a second, but Part D is your drugs, and we use the Walmart plan at $17 per person. All these things, prices are per person, and we take no medication. My wife takes a couple of she takes cholesterol, and she takes a thing for her thyroid, and they cost her $5 each a month or something. So really the Part D doesn't affect us right now, but if you don't take Part D when you first become eligible, then you have to pay a penalty if later on you sign up for Part D, you decide you need it because of some condition, and you sign up for Part D and you're 72 years old, there's a penalty because you didn't start taking it when you first turned 65. So everything I read said start it right away and you'll save money in the long run. Now back to Part C. Part C is your Medicare Advantage programs, which basically it's an insurance company that rolls up your Part A and Part B that are approved by Medicare, and they offer these plans called Medicare Advantage, and they take that $110 or $20 or $30 a month that you pay, and they may charge you a little more. They may do it just for that $110. If you want more insurance, you're going to probably pay a little bit more, but then you have to go to their preferred providers, their HMOs, Health Medical Organization, I think is what that stands for your area. So if you were in northern Nevada, outside of Elko, so our doctors would be in Elko if we signed up for one of those, and our hospitals would be in Elko, and we'd be wouldn't be able to use stuff. We'd have to pay out of market pricing. in Texas or Florida or somewhere. So I mean, basically it just doesn't work to get a Part C if you're traveling and not living in your certain area. So that's what makes why we didn't do, a big part of the reason why we didn't do Part C Medicare Advantage, and we opted to keep our original Medicare and a medical supplemental plan. What a medical supplemental plan does is any insurance can offer it, but what they do is they pay the deductibles and the co-pays that Medicare doesn't pay. So Medicare pays anybody that takes Medicare, whether it be anywhere in the country, whether it be a doctor or a hospital. If they take Medicare, then they'll take your supplemental, your Medi-Gap, Medicare Supplemental Plan or Medi-Gap. That's all the same thing. Anywhere that takes Medicare takes this Medi-Gap. So there's a very interesting article that I found that talks about this. I'll have the link right in here. But it's from a doctor, and he kind of analyzed some statistical numbers, and pretty much, in his opinion, the average person is throwing money away getting Medi-Gap. And I'll let you read that, and that kind of justified us not getting it at all. But the fact of going bankrupt, if one of us he talks about averages. So if you're one of the unlucky ones that's on the high side of insurance, which is the purpose of insurance, you could go in that bankrupt. Unless a supplemental plan specifically states that it'll pay something additional, which I don't think many, if any of them do. They only cover the Medicare deductibles. That's your $150 for your Part B and your $1,200 deductible for Part A, and the 20% co-insurance. So Medicare pays 80%, your supplemental pays the 20%. So our fears, you get cancer or something and your bill's $500,000, and that's $100,000 you'd have to pay. That's your 20%. So we're trying to avoid that. The thing about a supplemental plan is you don't have to worry about, they're all exactly the same. They all pay your co-pays and your deductible. Medicare is called Part A, B, C, and D. Medi-Gap is plan, and it's like A through, its plan is like A through N, with a couple of letters out, but mostly A through N. And with Plan F being the most popular and the most expensive, because it covers everything. Anything that Medicare covers, they pay any deductible and any copay. Where you look on your Plan A through F, there's like 6 or 7 categories that they do or don't cover, and different plans A through N pick and choose which one of those they cover. F covers all of them, all the deductibles and all the copays, and is the most common, most popular. But G is probably the best one, because G covers everything that F covers, except it doesn't pay the $180 deductible to the doctor, annual deductible to the doctor, the Part B. For us at 69 years old, our Plan G is $30 a month less than Plan F. And so it doesn't matter which company you buy it from, you buy your supplemental insurance from price. Pick the level you want, the plan A through N. F and G are your two most common ones, so that's what we're going to cover here, F and G. F covers everything, but for us at 69, Plan F is $30 a month more than Plan G, and the only thing that Plan G doesn't cover that F covers is the $180 a year Part B deductible. So at $30 a month, you can see that that's a little over $350 a year you save every year, whether you go to the doctor or not. If you do go to the doctor, you got to pay that $180 deductible, but you're going to save $350 that year on your premium price. So just simple math, Plan G is better than F. Covers everything else, all your deductibles, all your copays. F and G the same, except for that one Part B deductible of $180. In Medi-Gap insurance or supplemental insurance, same thing. Supplemental insurance and Medi-Gap, exact same thing, just different name. Every provider, you never deal with the provider. We get ours from Mutual of Omaha. Ours won't start until January of 2018. You can get it any time of the year. Supplemental Medi-Gap insurance, you can purchase it in January, July, October. It doesn't have an open enrollment. If you get supplemental insurance, Medi-Gap insurance, when you become first eligible at 65, you have a 6-month window that any company has to accept you. No medical questions at all. No matter what your medical issues are, it doesn't matter. They accept you and you're insured. If you're out of that 6-month window, you have to answer some medical questions. Ours is pretty simple. It's one page, just pretty simple stuff. And I don't think we got upgraded. We didn't get upgraded at all, because the original price they gave us is the same price we're paying after we took the medical questions. So we didn't get an upgrade because we were healthy. But we probably paid more in our insurance because we're 69 instead of getting it at 65. With Mutual of Omaha, they told us they historically increased the rates 3% per year. So I'm assuming that if we'd got it when we were 65, then it would have went up 3% when we were 66, 3% more at 67, 3% more at 68, and then we'd be up to this that we're paying now. For me, I pay $115, and for my wife, she's the same age, she pays $108, I think. About a $10 difference. It doesn't matter which insurance company you choose to purchase your insurance. Once you sign up with them, take the medical questions, and they accept you, you basically don't deal with them again, except automatic payments come out of your bank every month. But when you go get medical service, Medicare pays the first 80%, the copay and the annual deductible, they bill your insurance company. There's no questions if they pay it or not. Everything is paid 100% automatic every time. You don't deal with this isn't covered, that isn't covered. If Medicare covered it, then your Medi-Gap supplemental insurance covers the remaining portion. So bottom line, if Medicare covers it, you get a Part G or Part F, your supplemental plan will cover the additional part. You can get a little bit cheaper, and they have a Plan F high deductible that's got a real low rate, about a third of what regular F costs, but they're going to end that in 2020, in 2 years. And if you're already in it, they say you can continue it, but the rates will probably go up substantially. So that Plan F high deductible is going to be gone pretty soon. So my recommendation, Part G, you pay the $180 deductible on your Part B Medicare, and then that eliminates, you can travel around the country, you can get your insurance in New York and Texas and California, Florida, it's the same. Where if they take Medicare, your Medicare supplemental Medi-Gap insurance will cover the remaining part. Hopefully that helps just a little bit. Read the article on this link and see if you think you need it or not, and if you want to take that risk or not. One other thing is, you need to take your time and choose which plan you want, because once you sign up for it, my understanding it's very hard to change to one of the other plans. You got your medical question stuff again, and you may be older, you may have some issues come up. They emphasize pretty strongly to pick the one you're going to want for the rest of your life. In the Medicare Advantage plan, you can change every year. They have an open enrollment period, and like October and November, or November and December. I think it ends December the 7th. So you don't have a big, if you're thinking about this now and that's why you're watching this video, you need to decide in the next couple of weeks if you're going to go with Medicare Advantage or Medi-Gap. So then that window closes and you can't get into it or change until next October, November time frame. I hope this wasn't too confusing. It is a very confusing subject, but it's a very important subject. So good luck. Hopefully you never need to use your insurance. Hopefully we don't need to use ours, and hopefully it's a big waste of money because we stay healthy and just fall over dead one day walking down the street, or we just pass away while we're sleeping at night and never have to go to the doctor, and just sending all these premiums for nothing. But hopefully it helps you, and hopefully you're healthy, and hopefully you have a good 2018. It's just around the corner. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye-bye.